Hello everyone, and welcome to Dragon Age: The Veilguard. We are finally here, the fourth game in the Dragon Age franchise. I've been lucky enough to not have to wait 10 years like a lot of people, but Dragon Age Inquisition came out a decade ago. So on the 10th anniversary of that game, The Veilguard has released. A highly anticipated game, and one that I am so looking forward to sharing. And I have the opportunity to play a Dragon Age game with the fan base as it comes out, which is so fun. This is my first BioWare game on the channel that I've been able to play and record as it's come out, when it's fresh, which is really, really exciting. I can't wait to see what is in store for us, genuinely. If you've joined me for my Dragon Age adventure in the past, you'll know how I feel about the Dragon Age series. It is near and dear to my heart, and as much as I love sci-fi and as much as I love Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic and Mass Effect are amazing games and series, but Dragon Age, just the lore, the world building, the sheer amount of depth in Thedas, love it, absolutely adore it, and it is definitely my favorite IP from BioWare. And we had a really beautiful time going through Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Inquisition. I loved all three of those games in their own way, and we're going to dive into the Veilguard, previously known as Dreadwolf. So, continuing on from Inquisition and the Trespasser DLC, who knows how this story is going to take place, because I think they've actually done a 10-year time jump. I haven't looked into any of the recent previews, trailers, releases, or anything like that. I watched the initial reveal trailers, and that was on the channel, but I pulled back and I was like, I don't want the game to show or reveal anything to me ahead of time. We'll just wait until the game is released and jump in for as much as a blind playthrough as possible. There's definitely been some very, very mixed opinions on Veilguard's presentation and art style and all this yada yada yada, but I'm going to make up my own mind and my own decisions and my own opinions as we play through Dragon Age. Thank you so much for joining me for a brand new adventure into Thedas. Let's do a new game and see what happens.
I knew him as Solas. Smart, thoughtful, loved to hear himself talk. But long ago, he had a different name. The Dreadwolf. Ancient elven god of lies, or heroic rebel against tyranny, depending on which story you believe. In his desperate fight against the corrupt elven gods, Solas imprisoned them, creating a veil that split our world from the raw magic of the Fade. He had won. But the veil cost the elves everything. Their magic, their freedom, even their immortality. Now, Solas wants to tear down that veil and undo the damage he caused, even if that means our world has to burn. Somebody's gotta stop him, and that's where you come in.
And is that the... Yes, that's the character creation for us. Wonderful. Okay. I liked that little intro. It catches you up to date. Spoilers for Dragon Age Inquisition. You can't jump into this game for the first Dragon Age experience, I'll tell you that much. I genuinely do think that it would have been a really, 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 really good idea for them to capitalize on the 10-year wait between this game and the last one. Dragon Age Remastered Collection, Legendary Edition, like they did with Mass Effect, right? I know that that's probably ridiculously difficult for them to have done and for them to handle, because Mass Effect had a much more straightforward way of, you know, having the save file transfer to the next game, and Mass Effect had the advantage of that trilogy all releasing on the same platform, essentially. Like, you can play Mass Effect 1 to 3 on Xbox 360 or PS3 or whatever. So it's very easy to do the save file transfers. However, you've got Dragon Age Origins, then you've got Dragon Age 2, and then Dragon Age Inquisition was on a whole new generation, and they had the Dragon Age Keep. It didn't carry over to this game. There's no Dragon Age Keep. I think we're making our choices and decisions within the game itself that I am aware of. I feel like that's a little bit unfortunate because the Dragon Age Keep worked, and I think that was something that kept so many interesting decisions, even minuscule ones. Did you feed that guy at Ostagar? You know, it's a very important choice because he's gonna turn out to be an incredibly important character. But you know, we'll see how that works. Now, I will say one of the things I was most excited for was the ability to finally play as a Qunari for myself, because I went dwarf in Origins. You are a human in Dragon Age 2. We were an elf in Dragon Age Inquisition. We were a female elf. Did the romance with Solas, so having Solas be the main antagonist of this experience in this game makes that very interesting for me, because we do know that the Inquisitor is coming into the game in some way, shape, or form as well. So I hope that has some connectivity, you know. That's why I kind of wish that the Dragon Age Keep was accounted for, but I digress. We'll see how this game handles it instead. But with that in mind, I was really excited to jump in and be a Qunari finally, because Inquisition gave us that opportunity, but I decided to go for an elf because that's kind of how I said I would do things really early on. I'm like, I'm playing a dwarf, Dragon Age 2, we're playing a human, so I went, cool, I'll play an elf in the next game. And then I was hit with the Qunari choice, and I was like, yeah, I gotta commit to my elf. But then I was like, cool, the next Dragon Age game, I'll play a Qunari. However, I don't like how they look, and I'll be honest with that. I don't enjoy the Qunari designs that we're seeing and we've looked at. But I am going to cycle through all of the characters and play with the character creator, because I would love to see what is on offer. So it does seem like you can actually cycle through a few choices, which is fun. I want to see if I can get a Qunari that looks good, right? Because if that's the case, then we should be good. But if not, I will decide what type of character I'm going to play. Will I go back to playing a dwarf? Who knows? I think that the character creator, the graphics, from what I'm seeing here, at least on some of the characters that I'm randomly cycling through, is a really nice variety here. The hair looks really good. I know that the hair was a big pain point in Inquisition for a lot of people. The hair looks real nice. I'm going to try with a Qunari, okay? I'm going to try with a Qunari and see if I can make something that I'm happy with. Feared and envied for their size and strength, some Qunari follow a strict philosophy from their homeland, while others join different cultures generations ago. Okay, let's try and make a Qunari we're happy with, but I'm going to play around and we can see what we can get. So we've got some appearance presets. So let's see. I saw one with we got ones with like really interesting markings on them. We'll just start with a base and then we'll build out from there. How am I addressed in the game? I'm a he, him, and I'm a man. So, simple stuff. Class. Now this is interesting. So we get to be a warrior, a mage, or a rogue. So there's no like fourth option for me to have some more variety. We were a dwarven rogue in Origins. We were a human warrior in Dragon Age 2, and then we were an elven mage in Inquisition. What's interesting about this is, I guess a Qunari mage, we know their lore and their story from actually being under the Qun. It's very different. So I guess we'd be playing a Qunari that is obviously not indoctrinated by the Qun and has a bit more freedom. We don't have to have our mouth bound and in chains and everything like that. I like this outfit preview, so you can see your aspirational armor. I aspire to be in tattered rags. Very cool. So mages rain down fury with spells that incinerate, freeze, electrocute, and crush. Some cast from afar, while others prefer close quarters combat. Warriors command the flow of the battlefield. Some lay waste with sword and shield, while others use a two-handed weapon to send enemies flying. I feel like a Kunari warrior just makes sense. And the rogue's hallmarks are quick movement and reflexes. Whether wielding a bow or dual swords, they use powerful, precise strikes for lethal damage. I haven't... Oh, we have the ability to explore. It gives you things ahead of time as well. So you can see the specializations. Reaper has returned. We have Slayer. We have Champion. This is cool. The way that it gives you previews of how your character can end up. It's giving you some gameplay, some combat previews as well. Now, we're going to be taking our time to really soak in all the details here. If you're new here, this is how we play. We take our time. We're not speedrunning. We're not rushing. I like to soak in the details and immerse myself in the world, and that is reading everything and taking it all in, okay? If you are not new here and you're following me along with my Dragon Age journey, you know how we do things here. We're reading those codex entries. We're having a great time. We are just loving everything that the game has to offer. And being honest and genuine about how we feel about things too. So this is going to be a beautiful experience, and I can't wait. But warrior specializations, we have mage specializations. We've got Deathcaller, Evoker, and Spellblade. Now those are new. Drain life from enemies, cast spells that writhe the essence of death itself. Oh man, necromancy, right? Necromancy. I have seen our companions that are with us, and let me tell you, Manfred, never leaving my party. That's all I say about that. I love it. I love the concept of that, which means I'm going to have to bring along his necromancer friend for that to happen, but getting ahead of myself. Can't wait. Evoker, to call the void, like the sort of like the black hole space icon. Summon the deepest cold to tear them apart. And Spellblade, potent spells for close quarters combat, fused with lightning's wrath. That kind of gives me the there was the Inquisition, I think it was like Knight Enchanter, where it was like you could attack with like the blade, which was fun. And the rogue specializations, Duelist, Saboteur, and Veil Ranger. Snipe enemies from afar using artifacts that charge arrows with dangerous, powerful magic. Ooh. That's fun, actually. Parry and dodge past enemies to gain strength with every strike. Deploy explosives and turrets that devastate enemies. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna just, while we're exploring and going through these choices, before I land on something, I'm gonna just sit on Warrior. We have factions. We have our backstory, and we can also have surnames based on our faction. That's very fun. Okay. So your faction choice influences Rook's backstory and conversation choices. So the Grey Wardens. Rook is a Grey Warden, an ancient military order sworn to battle Darkspawn and other monsters. The Wardens undergo secret, unbreakable rites that grant them supernatural powers against the dark. Unbreakable? My Warden from Dragon Age Origin, he's searching for that cure. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it, guys. Don't worry. And we're gonna have portals show up, and my Warden's gonna walk through, and he's gonna say, "As you wish." And he's gonna say, "Here's your cure." And he's gonna cure Alistair too, and Morrigan's gonna be there, and it's all gonna be great. So, Bonded in Blood, gain rep with the Grey Wardens more quickly, deal increased damage versus Darkspawn, and base defense and health slightly increased. Now, the faction actually having gameplay and stat changes, I really like that. The idea that if you're a Grey Warden, you will do increased damage versus Darkspawn is very fun. I like that. And your last name will be Thorn. Hawk, I miss you. I don't know why Thorn makes me think of Hawk. I think it's like Hawthorne, and then I go Hawk. Hawk will be back, guys. Hawk was in he was in the Fade, But if the veil gets shattered, you know, if that ritual is complete, Hawk's in there somewhere. Flemeth had big plans for Hawk. He's definitely coming out. I promise. I promise. And I'm not delusional. This armor is awful. Veil Jumpers. Rook is a Veil Jumper. This daring group explores ancient elven ruins in Arlathan Forest. Although founded by elves, they welcome anyone brave enough to face Arlathan's reality warping magic. Interesting. Reputation with them more quickly, increased damage versus the Fade Touched, and slightly increased critical and weak point damage, and we would have the last name Aldweir. The Shadow Dragons. The underground resistance opposes corrupt rulers and slavery in Tevinter. Coming from all walks of life, they are determined to bring justice to the people. Increased damage versus Venatori, and class-specific resource regenerates slightly faster. Having a Canary Shadow Dragon against Tevinter, sort of, that makes sense, doesn't it? And our surname of Merkar. The Lords of Fortune, an informal collection of explorers, hunters, and treasure seekers from Ravain. The rowdy lords are famed for both daring exploits and narrow escapes. Increased damage versus mercenaries and perform takedowns on enemies. Slightly less effort. Look at this armor. Let me rotate my character. Very interesting. Got my bullhorns on my belt there. Good stuff. Lords of Fortune. The Morn Watch. Oh, that's cool. Morn Watcher. This elite necromantic order explores the mysteries of life and death and tends to the undead in Navarra's sprawling grand necropolis. This makes me so excited because all the lore that we've read about this part of Thedas, we're going there now. And that's the fun part about all of the other Dragon Age games is Origins and 2 and Inquisition, they start talking about and setting up all these locations that you only read about, you only hear about it. And then you get to, in the next game or the game after, we get to finally go to these places. We're finally going to Tevinter, the Trespasser cliffhanger from 10 years ago, where our Inky puts the dagger on Tevinter. That's where we're going, guys, and there definitely will be a game in a couple of years' time after 2014, and there won't be a 10-year time skip in the game, and it's taken Solas this long to do something for some reason, you know. We'll see how they do it in the story. Increased damage versus undead and demons, and additional affliction stack. Oh my, oh. Now that's fashion, honey. Rook is an Antivan crow, swift knives in the dark. The crows are ruthless assassins, both respected and feared as Antiva's shadowy protectors. Increased damage versus Untarm and holds an extra potion. Now, if I was a rogue, I would also be a crow, for sure. That's beautiful. I am a little bit torn between Shadow Dragons and the Morn Watch, honestly. So last name, sorry, I forgot to say, Ladia, Ingelva, and Deriva. My name is Rook Deriva. Because you have to think, I guess our name is Rook, so what sounds the best? Rook Thorn, Rook Aldweir, Rook Merkar. I guess we'll just be getting called Rook. Can I actually, is this, this doesn't look different. The casual wear looks different, I think. Yeah. The casual wear looks different in each of these. I will say that the... yeah, we got the giant V on our belt for Veil Jumper, just so you know what we are. Do not like the last armor for the Veil Jumpers. Honestly, it's tough. Grey Wardens, Morn Watch, and Shadow Dragons. I really kind of want to be a Grey Warden, but then, you know, get those Origin vibes. A Grey Warden Warrior seems fun. Again, I'm not gonna commit yet because I'm gonna still put myself through here. When can I? Let me actually hang on a second because I forgot the actual customized section. There you go. I was like, I'm getting so overwhelmed with the actual all the things here that I'm like, what's going on? Big old customized button. That's what I was waiting for. We can change our lighting conditions too. so we can see how we look. We won't have that green Inquisition and then we look completely different when we're in the game. All right, this is going to be fun to explore with. For the best head blending experience, set all facial feature sliders to their base values. Sure, and then let me think about what's happening here. Holy crap. Okay. I have a lot of different facial structures. I have 30 different heads. And I can change... Oh, wow. Okay. Whoa. Giga Canary over here. Oh my god, I'm mewing, dude. That's crazy. Alright. So head shapes determined by morphing 3 models together. That's interesting. So you can, like, pick... I don't even know how I would land on something that I want here, you know what I mean? So I can pick 3 different heads and then try and morph them into something else. Oh god. You can really make something here. We're going to definitely be here for a while, and I'm probably not going to show the full character creation process on screen because it'll take forever. I know people are mixed opinions with character creation. Like, you'll have people that'll be like, you could spend 6 hours in here and I'll watch all of it, and that seems to be the popular choice. But then you'll get a lot of people that say, this is so boring and I skipped straight to the action, and I think it speaks to what type of experience we're looking to have with the game. So, like I said, I'm going to take my time and go through all of this. But there is a fast forward option if you don't care. But, you know, I definitely care. We can double chin it. We can, oh yes, we can really giga chant this up. I want to give just a brief look over what we're actually able to do here. The hairline is so tragic. The hairline is so tragic. It really is. And I think one of the big issues I have with the Canary is they've lost their unique identity. They look like humans with horns, and they don't look like how they used to, you know? So different. Even like the Iron Bull from Inquisition is a great example, but even then, that was transitioning into much more human with horns, just giant man. Like, Dragon Age 2 Canary will always be my favorite look for them. It just felt incredible, and I feel like this is probably making it easier for them to animate and be expressive as a character, to just have them be very humanoid with the face. But you know, I'm gonna play around and see if I can make something that I'm happy with, and then we can proceed with actually putting our character together. And if I don't like the Canary that we've landed on, I will switch to another character. But we have hairstyles. That's a choice. I want to see if I can get... We can have a fringe, so you can really kind of... Yeah. Yeah, that's bleak. That is bleak. That's a bit bleak. And you can try your best for this scalp, I suppose. There's not going to be much that I'm able to really... I can't fix the hairline. But I guess maybe the horns, if I change the horns... Okay, so the horns are locked in. I was wondering if it would change the actual head shape as well. But it seems that that's where you start, and then the horns will just change from there. So the horns aren't going to change your head shape at all. Gotcha. There's no way around this hair. There's no way around this hair. Let me see about a Canary beard though. Oh, the hair does look really good, right? The hair physics, really good. All of those strands of hair and hair that comes off the face in a beard, amazing. The different styles of of hair too. Like, it's like the more like scraggly beards and softer beards. I appreciate that a lot. So it seems that they've got, yeah, the different hairstyles, which is appreciated. Like, look at that. You can have like devilishly handsome, big old stash, which is very fun. Beards are a win. It's still not fixing the hairline problem for me. But we're gonna see how we go. So we've got horns, you've got makeup, you've got your tattoos, scars, and your paint. So they do have some cool tattoos. I think something that's gonna really help the Canary design is genuinely a tattoo that will probably feel good on the forehead. We'll see. We missed some sort of like Viking Canary warrior. There's some good choices here. We get 22 tattoo designs. Very cyberpunky for a Veilguard for a fantasy game. But they got some interesting choices. Something that kind of bothers me about tattoo designs in general is... I no longer have what I was going to say as a problem. Oh, that's so nice. What I was going to say is an issue that I have with facial tattoos in video games is a lot of the time they go for these symmetrical patterns on the face, and what if you want to customize or change that? And they have that, and that is incredible. The way that you can be like, what if I only want that, you know? Because tattoos in video games, they mess it up so much, it's crazy. And you can even match it to body tattoos. That's really nice. All that I can think of now that I'd really like is placement. If I could, instead of just intensity, if I could also move it to bring it further down. But that's good. It allows you to have only like one part of the tattoo if you want. Big plus points on the tattoo. You can just have a little fish teardrop if you want. Really good. Now we have tattoos that also can be all over the body, and that's really good as well. But obviously we're not going to be naked so often, but you know, if we end up in an intimate scene, we want to look good. Wow. So it does have chest design intensity. However, there we go. Thank you. Now I can actually see what's on there. Yeah, this is great. I would even want to go a step further, and I kind of wish that... I know that they've done tattoo designs for full body, but I kind of wish that it could be split up. Like, you could pick a chest tattoo that you like, you could pick a leg tattoo that you like, you could separate that. I'm a tattooed guy, you know. I be rocking my tattoos everywhere and anywhere, you know. So I like the customization. I can't get my legs on camera, but you know, we've got leg tattoos as well, and the ability to chop and change those, that's important for me as a lover of art and my canvas of a body. But yeah, I do like the designs here as well. I think that there's some really cool and interesting tattoo designs that's really fun. I'm just trying to show off some really base stuff before I lose myself in this and we fast forward to, hey guys, this is what my character looks like now. This lighting is gorgeous. I genuinely do think having a beard is helping me warm up to the atrocious hairline of the Canary. I really do, because outside of that, it's looking quite bleak. Like, can I just be bald? Like, can I just have no... There's not an option to be bald. Yes, there is. It's called the cross. If I just... There you go. I actually genuinely think because of the atrocious hairline, that bald Canary is... It really does just work. We've had Mapo Broska in Origins. We had Mapo Hawk in Dragon Age 2. We had Mapo Lass for our female Canary, sorry, our female elf Inquisitor in Inquisition. Now we can be Mapo Kun. Mapo Kun. for bald with a beard Qunari. That works for me, I think. Now it's just a matter of getting the perfect beard to suit the occasion. Chin tattoos as well look really good. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing of the character creator. There is a lot of options available to you, and I'm going to get into actually morphing my face and picking my tattoos and all of those details, but there's a lot for us to enjoy and get into. That's my little showcase of what you can see here, I suppose. I'll see you when I have a character that I'm happy with. Okay, this is what we've got. This is where we find ourselves, and I'm happy with that. All it takes for me to enjoy the Qunari more is remove that damn hairline, and this works pretty well for me. I literally had the Qunari from Dragon Age 2 like popped up on the side, really trying my best to try and capture that. And like the skincare routine in Thetis is crazy because I cannot get a wrinkle on this man's forehead. Like, it is smooth. The rugged options are crazy because this is rugged and you move into youthful. Now, I have worse bags under my eyes when I'm youthful than when I am rugged. I think the options are weirdly named. There are some options where you get a little more horn that comes down onto the head, so that's what I've gone for rugged 5, but I can't get wrinkles, I can't get much depth in regards to that. The game is gorgeous. Graphically, this is incredible. The hair physics are amazing. The choices you get with scarring and eye color and skin tones and the horns and all of it, like there's some really incredible choices that you can make here. And being able to put yourself in different lighting to check all of that as well, absolutely incredible. So this is what I've essentially landed on. I have a Qunari that's been like thrown out of the Qun. He's left that sort of area where no Sukonos for me. I'm chilling. I'm in Thetis. Yet to really decide which faction I'm in, but you know, leaving was not easy. I lost a horn and got electrocuted on the side of my face and went blind in my right eye as a result. I got my cataracts on there. So I got my one good eye over this side. I've been ran through the gut with the blade of Olympus. I'm happy with it for sure. You can't make yourself as big as you cannot make yourself as big as the Iron Bull, sadly. Make yourself super skinny, which is crazy. But there you go. That's what we've landed on. I think the tattoos are really fun in the body because you can have ones that really fit the theme of the type of character that you want to be. Like, you can have ones that really fit being like a Grey Warden and stuff like that. But we've gone for something a bit snake-like in nature, and I like that a lot. So that's where I am sitting with my character. We have some body scars. Something that is really interesting that I probably won't touch on that is quite fun is the paint. You know, like some war paint on you, and obviously you can change the colors and the intensity of that. The ability to apply war paint is really fun. I like that. And while I might not do that right away, I'm going to assume that there might be some sort of mirror of changing characters, which Dragon Age has given us before, and maybe before certain events you can apply your war paint, and that would be really fun. A cool option, definitely a cool option. Something that really surprised me as well is the scarring in this game. There's a lot of scars that give off the vibe of not them necessarily being scars that you've obtained in fights or battle, but actual scarification as well, like patterns and markings that have been etched into the skin, which is not something that I expected, but I think is quite cool. And I honestly, again, when I'm looking at that sort of stuff, I wish that the facial scarring had, oh god, it's really slow zoom in. I wish that the facial scarring had more, because I want to get some sort of edge to the forehead. but it's a little hard unless you want to land on a very particular type of like scar or something that could really fill up that gap. I've gone for having the side of his face kind of messed up there, just to give some depth or detail to it, because yeah, the forehead is very, very smooth, but the options are pretty fun. The option to maybe blend or mix and match some would be really fun. We've gone for a facial tattoo that's reminiscent of Meepo Broska from Dragon Age Origins. You know, we've got the marking of being you know, in the underground, in the pits, the worst of the worst. I like to think that I'm a very down on his luck, beaten Rook who gets brought into this adventure as like, let's get this shit done and over with. We're bloody weathered. But I yeah, that's what I think we're gonna sit with. So this is my Canary, and I get to be happy and have a Canary, and we're gonna be a Canary warrior, I think. I'm gonna be a Canary warrior, I think. And now I get to actually see my character in these armor previews, so I get to see what my guy is gonna look like, you know, and that's very fun for me too. Get to see how I really do suit that, don't I? Incredible stuff. For being a warrior, Grey Warden would be really fun, but I think the Morn Watch is really doing something for me. The Shadow Dragons would also be kind of fun, opposing that stuff into Vinter. But I reckon we got excommunicated from the Qun, we escaped with our life, we've been damaged, and we went to go hang out in Navarra. We went in the sprawling Grand Necropolis because we felt dead ourselves. You know, that's my backstory for my character. So we are Rook Ingelva, and I'll know how to say that at some point. Now, oh, this is fun. So you get to like properly look at this and get a bit more detail from it. So there you go. Shield against the night, and you get some really cool artwork here. The tarot card artwork from the original has, you can feel that there's this continuation of some really beautiful art coming in here. So Shield against the night. When innocent lives were at stake, Rook led the charge, saving a village from a monstrous nightmare, no matter the cost to himself. During a large Darkspawn incursion, Rook was ordered to hold the line with other Grey Wardens until reinforcements arrived. Rook argued that, by then, villagers under attack would be dead. He disobeyed orders, leading the squad into the incursion and sealing the tunnel to the deep roads. This turned the tide, and the Darkspawn were driven off, saving the villagers. Rook's heroism was popular among the younger Wardens, but others, with connections to noble families, resented his independent streak. Rook chose to step away while tempers cooled. So getting the backstory is really fun. There's a greedy part of me that reads that and says, imagine if these were all playable origins, right? Imagine if you played out that event, even if it was just something small. In Dragon Age Origins, I think you could get 2 hours, depending on what you do and how much you do. You get like 2 hours of an intro making your choices with your origin, and then you get pushed out into the main story. But being able to actually play out these events that happened to really set the scene would be good. I assume that you wouldn't be, based on the fact that it's kind of telling you what's happened, you know? I mean, it could make us play it out. Who knows? I have no idea how the game's going to start based on the factions that we've chosen, so I could be eating my words, but it does give the vibe that it's being like, this is what you did, and you're just going to be like picked up by the Veilguard, you know? When lives were at stake, Rook defied orders to rescue people from the mystic perils of Arlathan. On an expedition to ruins in Arlathan Forest, the Veil Jumpers found ruins that contain important lost lore and deadly danger. Barely surviving the ruins' ancient magical defenses, Rook's small team recovered an invaluable map leading to a hidden area of the forest. Although the team escaped, other Veil Jumpers found themselves trapped. Rook chose to return to the ruins, saving his teammates' lives, but losing the map. He was lauded for his bravery, but the map's loss caused some resentment among Veil Jumper leaders. So it seems that, dependent on the backstory we have, there is still going to be tension within the group. in regards to leaders. The Breaker of Bonds. Rook risked everything to liberate the enslaved people of Tevinter, even knowing it would anger the ruling elite. The founding Rook was adopted into a military family and joined the Shadow Dragons to fight from the shadows for change in Minrathous. While guarding a visiting dignitary who was investigating a slavery ring in the nearby city of Nessus, Rook concluded that the mission would fail without throwing caution to the wind. Alone, he sneaked the dignitary deep into Venatori-controlled zones and brought him back, along with the rescued slaves. These actions brought Rook to the Venatori's attention. The Shadow Dragons decided to keep Rook out of sight. The Lords of Fortune. When a corrupt Ravani noble double-crossed Rook, Rook escaped a collapsing ruin, turned the tables, and destroyed a dangerous artifact. A rising Lord of Fortune, skilled at breaking into lost tombs and ruins, Rook killed a corrupt Ravani noble to prevent an ancient evil from being given to the Venatori. His actions were correct and saved the lives of expedition members, but some Ravani nobles were resentful. Because the success of the Lord's expeditions relied on Ravani authorities looking the other way, it seemed wise for Rook to step away while tempers settled. The Morn Watch is going to be the one that we pick, so we'll read that last. Antivan Crows. When the invaders of Treviso took people captive, Rook was determined to free the prisoners at any cost. A talented new crow recently promoted to full membership, Rook chafed at the cautions of his commanders, especially with the city occupied by brutal soldiers known as the Untar. Look. When Rook saw a patrol herding along captives one night, he leaped into action. Despite saving lives, however, Rook had unknowingly compromised a larger crow operation against the Untar. Rook's superiors were incensed. Sidelined for his actions, the young assassin searched for new ways to prove himself. So it's like our backstory has, you know, we have history with all of these things, but then something happened to push us out of it, and I guess that's how we end up with the Veilguard, I suppose. Doesn't really make sense for us to be a Canary in the Antivan Crows. Defender of the Dead. When restless spirits threatened the inhabitants of the Grand Necropolis, Rook took decisive action to protect both the living and the dead. Discovered by undead inside a Grand Necropolis tomb as an infant. Oh wow, okay. This messes with my own backstory, but whatever. Discovered by undead as an infant, Rook was raised by Mornwatch necromancers, eventually joining the Order. During a civil war between undead nobility, known later as the War of the Banners, he led a daring attack on the rebellion's dueling leaders. It was a success, quelling the war and saving lives, but Rook's destruction of these undead nobles was controversial. Some Mornwatchers feared Rook had offended the Order's aristocratic patrons and encouraged him to travel for a while. So our backstory is that we were actually found inside a Grand Necropolis tomb as an infant. So we were like baby Canary. And you know, we did the thing where we were cast down from the heavens, Hercules style, and we rolled down a hill and it broke my horn, and I was struck by Zeus's lightning in my face. There you go. So, oh, we get some tarot card artwork for that. Combat preset. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Here for the story. May I just say that this is like Solas wearing Flemeth's facial crown thing. Hello, look at that. I can't peek too far into the artwork because I'm going to see into the future. So we have combat presets for difficulties. Here to build a party. Adventurer, here for action and adventure. Underdog, here to be pushed to the limit. Oh, the Dark Spawn. Nightmare, look at that artwork. Overwhelming battles that give no quarter. And Unbound, customize all settings. That's fun. Everything at level 3, incoming damage, aggression, tactical challenge, and defend timing. These settings can be changed at any time. We'll just put it in Adventurer, and then we'll see how the game plays. Because, again, the gameplay in each Dragon Age iteration is very different. We'll see how this game plays, how it responds, and we'll decide. An Adventurer. Finalize. Oh, we can actually change our first name. Okay, so we're not just called Rook. We actually have it. That's fun. Past adventures, the Inquisition. You can customize the main character and a few events from the previous game, Dragon Age Inquisition. This will have some minor effects on the story, but can be skipped if you wish to move on. That's crazy if that can even be skipped. I guess it's for people who haven't played Inquisition, potentially, if you're nuts. Wild, only for Dragon Age Inquisition. So, wow, okay. Because Dragon Age Keep is not a factor. And if it's only thinking about Dragon Age Inquisition, there are some massive choices in Dragon Age Origins which carried into Inquisition. And if that doesn't play out in this game, depending on how serious the story events are and the characters that may or may not appear, that has some really interesting implications to it. So we're gonna be Meipo-kun. Voice and our pitch, nice. So we've got Meipo Broska, we got Meipo Hawk, we have Meipo Lass, and we have Meipo-kun. Meipo for short, and our last name is derived from our faction. So Meipo Ingelvar, and we have voices.
Time to get to work.
What's he been saying now?
Well, we're not in trouble. Let's move.
Okay, we can change the pitch
Let's move.
medium and low.
Let's move.
Let's move.
Yeah, low masculine 1 fits the look of my guy. That's fine for me. Customize the events of the Inquisition, please. Oh! That's not my Inquisitor directly, but hello. Hello, Hair Physics. Goddamn, I get to recreate my Inquisitor now. Can I just say that the default Inquisitor is a female elf? That's the default. Soulless Mancers are already, they're gonna look at that and be like, I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing with that. Murderer, Herald, Judge, Savior. These were some of the titles heaped on the Inquisitor as she led a force that challenged nations. 8 years ago. Oh, 8 years ago. I thought it was 10. I guess we'll find out. 8 years ago, a catastrophic breach in the Fade. Oh, no, because Trespasser is 2 years later than... I gotcha. It is 10 years. 8 years ago, a catastrophic breach in the Fade, realm of magic and dreams, threatened the world. Through circumstance or some claim fate, a woman rose to lead an organization known as the Inquisition. Traveling many lands, rallying people to her cause, the Inquisitor closed the breach and stopped the villain behind it. We're not even getting a Corypheus mansion, bro. She was advised throughout by an elven mage named Solas. The Inquisitor discovered, however, that Solas was in truth an ancient elven god, Fen'Harel, the Dreadwolf. He planned to restore things to their primal state, when the Fade and physical reality were one. Solas said he regretted the deaths this would cause, but claimed there was no other way to fix what was, to his eyes, an irredeemably broken world. After that, the Dreadwolf vanished, but the Inquisitor swore to find him. Got the music that is playing while we read that. Oh, it's making me feel things. No Valasline on that forehead either, by the way. This is default female inky no Valasline. Let's make changes. Alana Llewellyn, lineage, elf. Customize our world state. So we can edit our Inquisitor. Obviously, you're going to be able to change it to what your Inquisitor was. However, the default says a lot for me. They brought back the cards, baby. They brought back the tarot cards. So, we were a woman and we were an elf, descendants of an ancient fallen empire pushed to the margins in the past. Some elves are building a brighter future by exploring their civilization's lost wonders. The appearance, however, God, we get to build our Inquisitor. I'm gonna have to, I know what she looks like, but I have to pull her up. Something that's interesting is the hair. We now have hair that goes below the shoulders. And what's going to be fun for me is I'm not only recreating my Inquisitor, but I am going to be recreating my Inquisitor and aging her up 10 years, you know? So that's something I have to think about. Also, wait a second. Wait a second. She has a prosthetic arm. They gave her a prosthetic, but oh my god. Dude, the symbol on the gauntlet, bro. I'm like, wait a second. There's 2 arms involved here. That's gnarly. Gave her a prosthetic arm. That's super fun. All right. The fun part about this is I get to create my own mental backstory here of what's happened with my Inquisitor over the past 10 years, aging her up. Maybe she's got some scars along the way. Like, this is gonna be fun. All right, time to put together my Inquisitor. All right, this has been quite a tough one with my photo of my Inquisitor alongside, like, going through and recreating our eye colors and our makeup and changing the hair. I was actually really torn. I was thinking about the hair. I feel like I really have to capitalize on just how good the hair physics are, but I was thinking about like this haircut, which is kind of similar to the one that she had if she kept like the same, but there's a really nice style to it. I was thinking about like, what if there was like story reasons, like inspiration from Cass, you know, and taking on the Cassandra hairstyle, going a little bit shorter. It's so fun to think about the ideas, and there's a lot of hair. You can go really long, not as long. I really do like that as well. But you're quite spoiled for choice on hairstyles. Like, it's gorgeous. It really is. I also tried to trying to think about the way that the hair of my original Inquisitor goes over to that, you know. So it's tough. It's tough. I feel like these long hair styles are going to be the most popular choices. I do, because of the hair physics, everyone's going to be like, get me onto that long hair, and it looks amazing. So I think this feels like a very natural continuation of my Inquisitor from the previous game in terms of growing out the hair. We've got a little bit of a lip scar now. We've added in, you know, there's been some stuff that's happened in the past 10 years that you don't even want to know about. I don't want to go too crazy. But there we go, Sleigh Boots Queen, Inquisitor. There she is. So I'm going to accept my changes, which is very fun. So that's her, and I can continue. And we can do our names, of course. So we'll do Mapolas. Oh, this is really going to stress me out. If this is a different voice actor, I'm going to be upset.
I won't let this stand.
Oh, I was like, oh, do not recast.
I won't let this stand.
Whoa, okay.
I won't let this stand.
Oh. I only played Inquisition a little while ago, and I just feel filled with nostalgia.
We need to move!
Yeah, you scream it, girl.
It can't end like this.
Oh my god, that's her talking to Solas.
It's good to see you again.
Oh my god!
I won't let this stand.
Hell yeah. Okay. That's my Inky, Mapolas Llewellyn. Voice has returned. Thank you so much, game. Okay. When do I make my choices, though? I guess I make the choices of what happened after this. We had our lineage, our appearance finalized. Mapolas Llewellyn, elf, the Inquisitor. We came from an elven clan in the wilderness, an able hunter. Her skills were able to put to the test, battling demons and other monsters as head of the Inquisition. Confirming your Inquisitor's background means it cannot be changed later. Yes. Okay, now we're customizing the world state. Here we go. It's time. Oh, they brought back the icons from the keep. That's a nice touch. It also locks you out of, like, you could not have Cassandra or Dorian as your romantic partners. And this is how I think it should be. I believe that the approach for romances in this game is player sexual, and I do prefer it to be characters being written in a particular way instead of changing to fit the player. It doesn't really sit too right with me, but it's not too deep because you're allowed to kind of do whatever you want. But I do like the ability that it's like if you wanted to pursue Cassandra as a female Inquisitor, which was on my mind at one point, and it just didn't end up being the case because you couldn't, and you became fast friends instead of the characters being like, I'm whatever you want me to be. I think it takes away from them as a character, and they're more like bent to the player's will instead of being established. And that's not just even in romance, that's in so many things. But of course, friendship and romance. Decide whether the Inquisitor was romantically involved, and if so, with whom? Solas! He possessed knowledge beyond any mortal, yet even the Dreadwolf could not foresee what it would mean to fall in love. Though Solas hid his past from the Inquisitor, the more time they spent together, the more precious that time became. Their connection was passionate and undeniable. Solas mourned that his duty to the past forced him to leave her in the end, but the Inquisitor knew what they had might not be so quick to fade. Good wordplay there. The fate of the Inquisition. Did we disband or did we give to the Chantry? The Inquisition grew too powerful too quickly for the comfort of the world's great kingdoms. They called a council, demanding it be brought to heel. I'm pretty sure... I'm pretty sure... Oh god, I actually have to go and check. I can't actually remember. I'm pretty sure that we disbanded the Inquisition and then we were like a little group at the end. The Inquisitor made a rare decision to give up power before it was corrupted any further. She saw that the Inquisition had grown so large, it had become easy for others to misuse the many resources at its disposal. The Inquisitor disbanded it all and let her people choose new paths of their own. Pretty sure that's what I chose, but I don't want to make the mistake, so I'm going to double check. Alright, it is as I thought. We did disband the Inquisition. Our forces are more secure, but weaker against Solas as a result. And the Hidden God. When Solas told the Inquisitor he intended to merge the physical world and the Fade, he admitted this would cause death and destruction. Despite insisting there was no other way, Solas did not relish the cost in lives. So, again, the artwork on this is incredible. So... vowed to stop Solas and vowed to save Solas from himself. Solas vanished in order to put his plans into motion. The Inquisitor refused to give up on him. The Inquisitor believed she saw genuine regret in Solas and that he didn't truly want to go through with his plans. She vowed to save her friend from dooming both the world and himself. The Inquisitor's influence had diminished, but she still had contacts who began searching for the Dreadwolf. Which is what we did. We vowed to save Solas from himself, and that poor arm, and the wolf in the background being watched from the shadows that from the epilogue scenes. So that's limited. That's very limited. It's your romance and two things that were in the Trespasser DLC, not even in the main game. Oof. That's concerning to me. That's really concerning to me that our world state is so limited in, and I guess it's unavoidable when you have a game that has so many choices, so many branching paths, all of the different things. Like the Dragon Age Keep is huge, I get that, but that's crazy. I think a really fun part of the Dragon Age Keep was not knowing which decisions that you've even made would carry over. It kept that sort of suspense. This has me entering the game with the mentality of all of those things that we've done in Origins 2 and the base game of Inquisition cannot really been taken into effect, because there's a canon, but there's also the player canon is the important thing, and the game accommodates that. It just means that this will probably be a very, very focused experience that won't address the past unless it wants to canonize specific pathways, you know what I mean? It's a little bit concerning. We'll see how it plays out, but I do wish the Dragon Age Keep was still utilized. I don't think there's any issue not utilizing the Keep. It works, but we'll finalize. So, past adventures in the Inquisition. There we go. And confirmed. Okay. So, we're up to finalization. The Meipo-kun and the Inquisitor has been done, and we go to summary. And there we are. This is our beautiful, beautiful page. I like how my character looks. I'm happy with that Qunari. I tried my best to really get as much detail as possible. We will go for the warrior class. I just feel like that works for us. The Mornwatch warrior, Qunari. Okay. I'm nervous to finalize, but here we go. You can change your appearance later in the game, so there you go. I assume that would be the case. Strap yourselves in.
So, where were we? Oh, right. Him. Our best plan is to stop the Dreadwolf before he can perform his ritual. After following his trail across half the known world, we finally tracked him to Minrathous, capital of the Tevinter Imperium. But to find the Dreadwolf in a city this big, we need a local expert. So, naturally, our story begins where all great stories begin. With the seediest bar in town. And a missing contact.
Transition to gameplay. Alright.
Let's try this again. Where's Nevgalis?
You think you can come into my bar and make demands?
Can I romance the bartender? Sorry. I'll do more than demand. Beat down the entire room to get information, or try to convince the bar owner to give the information. Interesting. Oh, you know what? When it's Dragon Age Veilguard, we get to play a Qunari warrior, and we get to be in a situation where the world is at stake. We get to be more tough. We need to get shit done. And I think that's the type of approach that we'll take. We've had so many different options with our personalities over the course of Dragon Age. The humble dwarf, the humorous hawk, the beautiful Inquisitor, and now the rough Qunari. I'll do more than demand.
Nevgalis is my only shot at finding the Dreadwolf. I'm not leaving until I know where she is. Be ready to talk by the time I get to you.
Darling, you're adorable. Not enough gold in the world for this.
Tarek, now!
Meet Bianca. She'd like you to stay a while.
Yeah!
Nevgalis.
Dumat Plaza. The Venatori cultists took her to Dumat Plaza.
Thanks.
Yeah, all right, mate.
Your friend Nevgalis is at Dumat Plaza.
I heard. That's why you're my second in command. Although, for the record, there was probably an easier way to do that than fighting an entire bar.
Alright, I need to move my webcam over. Hang on. I need to move this maybe lower instead of there. Because there's that pop-up that's like, hello, you like to be direct. Varric has noticed this. So I'll move myself down a little bit and we'll see how we go. We'll adjust it as necessary. The lighting, really, really good. That's fun. I like how my character looks in this game. It's good. Oh no, there's the humorous option. We'll be humorous after all. I had you on my side.
What did I have to worry about? You were there watching my back.
Yeah.
Come on. Harding will be worried.
All right. Break's over.
Harding, baby.
I hope Nev's as good at finding people as you claim.
She's the best damn detective I've ever met. If she says she's got a lead on Solas, I believe her. The Archon's palace. Something must have gotten them riled up.
God damn. This game runs beautifully, by the way. So I'm playing on PC. Photo mode at launch. Thank you. I'm playing on PC. Everything is up on high except for ray tracing, because get that out of here. It even tells you how much you're using of your stuff. This game is running at like 130 frames for me too. Like, this game is smooth. This game is absolutely smooth. I don't even know if I want to play controller or mouse and keyboard for this, because I'm trying to think of like the gameplay style being much more actiony. I might even go for that. I'll need to make the sensitivity on the controller much more responsive, however, because that was not good. I need to have much better camera control. Gorgeous. This looks beautiful. The Minratha streets. So this was our introduction, starting out with that bar fight and getting information. Super fun. I love how my character looks, genuinely. And we've got our map, and we have our library. We have a codex and missives. The art is gorgeous, and a glossary of Dragon Age terminology as well. Oh, that's good. That's really, really good. That's what I like. So, Codex, the Elven people, the Grey Wardens, the Morn Watch, Dwarven people, the Antivan Crows, Shadow Dragons, Lords of Fortune, the World of Thedas. Oh, it's gorgeous. Miscellaneous and mementos. Very, very fun. So we can actually see if they're empty or ones that are full. So the Shadow Dragons, onto Winter Templars. When one mentions the Templar Order, you no doubt picture the armored members of the Southern Chantry. These Templars are trained to combat uncontrolled magic, blood magic, and abominations with the goal of protecting people, including mages themselves, from the most violent manifestations of magical power. However, they also embody the Southern Chantry's control over mages and enforce many of its strict rules and regulations over magic in general. In addition to combat training, these Templars ingest lyrium. This mineral, usually used by mages for enchantments and rituals, grants Templars the ability to resist and dispel magic. The fact that it is also addictive, chaining them to the Chantry and resulting in paranoia, obsession, and ultimately dementia, is often swept under the rug. Yes, we've heard all about that dirty little secret. As you may have surmised by my use of Southern Chantry, this is not the case in the Tevinter Imperium. In Tevinter, we know that magic can only serve if it is allowed to flourish. We do not suppress talent, we nurture it. That is not to say that we ignore the dangers of magic and what it might allow those with violent intent, if not combat it. As in the South, our Templars are trained to prevent the excesses of blood magic and to subdue demons, as well as those inflicted by possession. But our Templars do not take lyrium. They do not enforce unnecessary regulations. They are not given power over mages, but follow the lead of our most esteemed magisterium. They serve the Chantry and the people of the Imperium. I must admit, I rather prefer our way of doing things. From a letter written by Lythesia Paulus, living in a border town in the Tevinter Imperium, to a cousin in Orlais in the 915 Dragon. So the 15th year of the 9th Age Dragon. Gorgeous. That's a very good thing for me, is that the Codex is here. The Codex is presented very well. The Codex has the art. It's very well presented, and I like that a lot. So very happy about that. Very happy about that. Now, the world of Thedas, we have... This is bringing you up to date, right? This is bringing you up to date on things, especially if you're unfamiliar with them. Now, we've played through 3 Dragon Age games, and we have read multiple Codex entries over those games, and it's what's very clear here is this is giving you the very basic base of Dragon Age lore. This is stuff that we've read, stuff that we are aware of. Is that my wife? Is that my Dragon Age 2 wife? Is that Isabella? Isabella on the card. Sexuality in Thedas. That's got to be Isabella. I might read that. Surface Dwarves, Tevinter Society. There's definitely some that we're gonna read here. They even kept Xenon with the Black Emporium. Wow, how incredible. Wonderful. Reading's important. The Dragon Age Codex is important, and it's not an Apocalypse Dragon Age playthrough if we're not reading these things. We're not going to read all of them, of course, because a lot of these is refreshing us on things, but we might pop in and check them out over time, especially when we think about lyrium, and we think about the Deep Roads, and we think about Dwarven culture, and some more of that Dragon Age DLC. Majestic Bastards. Are we talking about griffins here? Because it's next to the Grey Warden. I remember the second last one. I wouldn't get closer than 60 feet, double the wingspan. That left you time to move. The beast was weak to do much. Still, seemed respectful to keep the distance and leave its end to animal and trainer. She starved out. Not the way they should go, and not the way I was used to seeing them. Oh, they were majestic bastards, and they knew it. Ask any warden dumped arse over ears for not picking nits. See, trainer and beast had a kinship, and both knew what they wanted. For Griffin, that bond meant grooming. Couldn't fault them. They needed what they needed. I mean, what's fair trade for saddling a warden commander? Full plate, lightning storm, sheer dive straight through an archdemon's wing. Legendary, you can't argue. But back on the ground, they knew they were owed, and you couldn't shortcut and douse them. They had all the majesty of a paddling rat if you waterlogged the feathers. No, it was a grueling task of preening 30 bloody feet of wing. And you'd better remember, or maybe the thing got pissy next flight and cut a note too close. Give you a love tap so hard, your next helm dented. Still, everything in balance, every talon tipped, there was nothing that compared. You could reach down from the sky and cradle Thedas in your hand. Anyway, yes, I remember the second last one. After she dropped, the robes took some crosscuts, because they do things like that. And then we burned it, and then I got drunk. I do not remember the very last, and you can't make me. Comments of an unnamed Grey Warden excerpted from Weishaupt's records on the extinction of a treasured species liberated for public consideration by Philium, a bard. Philium has returned in the Codex. Incredible. I am aware that we're going to have potentially a griffin, which is they've been extinct for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. Sexuality in Thedas. What I find most interesting is that, despite the lack of open discussion on matters of human sexuality, there is commonality to be found on the subject in all Andrastian lands. Typically, one's sexual habits are considered natural and separate from matters of procreation, and only among the nobility, where procreation involves issues of inheritance and the union of powerful families, it is considered of vital importance. Yet, even there, a noble who has done their duty to the family might be allowed to pursue their own sexual interests without raising eyebrows. The view on indulging lusts with a member of the same gender varies from land to land. In Orlais, it is considered a quirk of character and nothing more. In Ferelden, it is a matter of scandal if done indiscreetly, but otherwise nothing noteworthy. In Tevinter, it is considered selfish and deviant behavior among nobles, but actively encouraged with favored slaves. Nowhere is it forbidden, and sex of any kind is only considered worthy of judgment when taken to awful excess or performed in the public eye. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Isabella being on there is fun. It's got to be Isabella, my pirate queen. Because we had the whole thing with Dorian in Inquisition, which is very interesting. Tevinter society. To those outside of the Tevinter Imperium, it is easy to imagine a society filled with mages and elven slaves and little else. In truth, there are 3 different Tevinters, each of them a world completely separated from the others. There are the mages, the land's nobility, completely obsessed with competing for supremacy with each other, almost to the exclusion of paying any heed to the nation's enemies, such as the Canari. The well-bred alters sneer at the Latons, who in turn sneer at the Praetari. They vie for dominance in the Magisterium, where factions shift and flow on a daily basis with deadly consequences, requiring every family to put on a veneer of perfect citizenship or face scandal and censure. Then there are the so-called Soperati, the Sleepers. These are the non-magical citizens who vastly outnumber the mages, yet are beholden to their whims. Many are resentful of this status, plotting in secret, even as they secretly hope their children will possess magical talent and enticing lure, since the talent could conceivably show up in anyone, even a slave. It would be easy to forget that Tevinter possesses a massive class of publicans, the civil servants and leaders of the legionnaires. It has an enormous merchant class, enough teeming poor to drown any other nation in Thedas, and the shadowy thieves called Praesumptor, who are practically treated with respect. And then there are the slaves. One would think they at least see each other as equals, but it is not so. The divide between the freed liberati, those who act as personal servants to magisters, those who work on farms and factories, and the servus publicus, who do all the tasks proper citizens will not. It is all but insurmountable, and perhaps in emulation of those who own them, imperial slaves will connive and scheme to try anyhow. Outsiders might see it as futile, but to Tevinter citizens, their nation's social classes are the most mutable and rewarding of merit in all of Thedas. Now, again, I said I'm not reading all of these, but we're reading the ones that are super relevant right now as we are in the Tevinter Imperium, which is crazy. And the artwork on these, that is so cool. Like, it's so cool. Very simple piece, but I love it. We'll leave that for now. And in miscellaneous, we have a letter dated 6 months ago. Watcher Ingelvar. Thank you for the latest dispatch concerning your venture with Master Varric Tethras. Given that you've spent much of your life in the Grand Necropolis, traveling further north must be a stimulating prospect. And you'll be relieved, no doubt, to hear that the crypts have been silent since your departure. Some of the other Watchers continue to censor your methods during the War of the Banners, but I will work to ensure that they can reconsider while you are away. Master Tethras' claims that this Solas is an elven god bear witnessing. Even if Solas is merely a renegade mage using spirits for dire purposes, that alone is a call for a Watcher to oppose him. Vorgoth and I wish you fine luck on your journey. Remember, even outside Navarra, the dead are ever ready with their supernal aid. Watcher Myrna, keeper of the seals. So we actually have a story-related letter for our character also. So there you go. That's fun. We have our journal. The story so far. When the team acts to stop the Dreadwolf, ancient evils are unleashed upon the world. For months, Varric Tethras had searched for Solas, a mage revealed to be the elven god of lies and trickery known as the Dreadwolf. Solas planned to tear down the veil so that raw magic could flood back into the mortal world, restoring it to its natural state, which would also unleash a tide of demons and kill thousands of people. When a lead finally came, Varric gathered a team in Minrathous, hoping to stop his former friend before it was too late. I do find it crazy that we're doing a 10-year jump, right? Because it's like, what has Solas been doing for 10 years? It really felt like it would kind of jump to it, maybe at like a year or two at most. It does feel kind of wild, so I'll be curious to see how the story is going to handle that jump. As the Dreadwolf, an immortal mage feared in elven legend as a dangerous trickster god, gathers the final materials for a ritual that could destroy the known world, Varric Tethras and his team desperately race to stop him. So I guess it's taken 10 years to put that all together, I suppose. So there you go. That was us looking at that. Let's have a walk through this world. Look at this. Look at the fucking
Should we be in more of a hurry
graphics,
to
dude.
get out of here?
We don't want to look conspicuous. Just get out of here nice and casual. Find Nevgalis and stop Solas.
I do like Varric's gray hairs coming in.
Androst, I bless you.
How much gold do I even have? I need to look at my controls to even... how am I going to get my... how am I going to get me bloody inventory open, mate? I apparently does open the inventory, and I was pressing that, but I guess we can't open up our inventory yet. Interesting. We got a cat over there. Maybe I can get photo mode with it. Let me see. Let me get over here. This is how we're going to be able to look at all of the details that we want. Cat graphics. We're looking at something from a distance, so not able to get it fully rendered yet. There we go. I got my free cam, so use the thumbstick. All right. That's not a cat. That's something shape-shifted into a cat. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that right now. that is a person in there. That's a person in there for sure. We got another cat here. The cats of Minrathous. Everybody getting nice and wet on this night. You'd think they'd have better cover instead of just a piece of cloth. They got the magical lights, but they don't have good shelter from the rain. Yeah, there's a gorgeous attention to detail. And I'm only on the first platform. That's so cool. Alright. We're only able to walk right now.
You still think you can talk him down before he starts his big ritual?
That ritual is going to tear down the veil. The only thing separating us from the Fade and an endless number of demons. I have to talk him down.
Wait! But I didn't do anything!
Get down.
Are they after us? Is it because of the bar?
Word travels fast in Minrathous.
We've got to help her.
We don't have time to get arrested, especially if we... Oh, crap.
We're too late.
The ritual started. But if we hurry, we can still stop Solas before it finishes. Let's go! Parting's this way. She'll get us to Dumont Plaza, then Nev will get us to Solas.
Watch out! Is Solas summoning demons on purpose?
My guess is the veil is weakening, and they're slipping through the cracks.
And when the veil comes down completely?
And the whole world is going to look a lot like this.
Damn, seeing like the city's defenses? That's fun. Neon demons.
You're safe now. Get inside and bar the door as quick as you can, okay?
Thank you, miss.
Harding, you all right?
I've been doing what I can to help. The ritual must be weakening the veil. There are a lot of scared people out here.
And a lot of demons. Haven't seen this many come through the Fade in years.
And what about you two? Are you okay?
Fought some demons, and the Archon's palace took a few shots at us. Nothing we couldn't handle.
Speak for yourself.
Have you got my gear?
Right over there. Where's Nev Gallus? Wasn't she at the meeting point?
The Venatori got to her first. They grabbed her before we arrived and paid off the bar owner to keep it quiet.
I'm not surprised our detective did something to piss off a cult of murderous blood mages, but their timing stinks. The bar owner said the Venatori took Nev to Dumont Plaza. Can you get us there, Harding?
Not a problem. I saw Dumont Plaza while I was scouting the area, and it was crawling with Venatori. Follow me.
Eyes up. We've got company.
And the little brain that you can see in their hood.
Demon.
Okay, we have combat. Light attack. You can create an attack chain. The last hit is a final attack and deals increased damage. Okay. You're gonna only allow me to attack first without telling me how to do everything else. Okay, we have like parry indicators. Hit me, will ya? Gotcha, okay, I see. Cool. So you raise your shield and defend. You can dodge. We have a little jump in there. Oh, I got a shield bash. That's fun. Yeah, shield strike. Okay.
Let's get to Dumont Plaza and find Nev. You two all right? Patch yourselves up if you need it.
I don't.
Oh, I have a hammer.
If Solas tears down the Veil, doesn't that destroy everything?
Solas always talked about how beautiful the ancient world was.
That world existed before the Veil, and he wants to bring it back.
Even if this ritual kills us all in the process.
Alright, baby. Gold. Oh man, it's so easy to get gold. Remember in Dragon Age Origins when I needed to get copper and then silver first? I know that it was going to be like that because Inquisition was like that too. Physics! Physics! So I don't get a shield when I have my hammer out, but I be striking shit. I be destroying property. Okay, having a different weapon style is fun. I got a little Captain America shield throw. And I have a heavy attack with that. I can charge up a big old shield bash. That's fun. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with this combat. So a concern that I have is that it does feel, when we did see a brief gameplay reveal, and it seemed very, very simplified in terms of combat and gameplay, where it gives me that Dragon Age 2 vibe, where Dragon Age 2 was like, let's tone it down, you know, let's make it flashy, let's make it fast, which was a big change from the Origins gameplay. Dragon Age has never been something that I've obsessed over in terms of gameplay. I've enjoyed the gameplay in all of the games. There are things to love and not love as much in all of them, I think. But I do like this. We'll see how we go as we go through the whole game, though. That's for sure. Bianca looks fucking huge on back. Where are you? Where's he going?
Argon's palace. It floats over the city with a big cannon pointed down at its own people.
Bianca's got some goddamn upgrades. Looks huge. Bruh. Bloody rat plague. Take a look at everything that I can before we move on. So I think we're just picking up random gold everywhere for now. And we've got green jars that have healing potions in it. It's color-coded.
You are in violation of Imperial order.
Oh no, I think that's Dumont Plaza.
Crap. Let's move.
They're the ones who made trouble at the ball.
Ready to... oh, shit.
Venatori cultists!
Yeah, you do have a charge strike. That's fun. Oh, Harding going crazy.
Looks like the Venatori put up a barrier to block the way.
Yeah. Oh, animations look good. The animations look really fun. Being able to like do like the jump strikes and slam them and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I might just take down my sound effects. This is what I usually do for recording. The sound effects are always crazy. Venatori have erected a barrier. No, they haven't. Not for long.
Avenge our fallen brethren!
Let me see if I can block this. Yeah, I can block that.
We've had run-ins with them in the Mornwatch.
Nice.
They're always hunting for dangerous magic.
Yep, that's them.
All citizens must remain indoors until the magical anomaly is fully contained.
I want to go everywhere. Like, let me in. I want to look around this place. We're finally into winter, dude. Like, you know how long it's taken for us to get to this? It's gonna be so long to finally get to Tevinter. I want to soak in all the details. 3 games later, we're here. Uh-oh.
They're allies of Ned Gallus! Kill them all!
Driving kick. Use R1 to select your new driving kick ability. It requires 50 rage to use. Warriors generate rage by striking enemies with weapon attacks. Ah, we have our ability wheel. There it is. Okay, so driving kick, damage and the cost, and deals a very high amount of stagger. It has a detonation ability. So they've sort of taken inspiration from Mass Effect, where you had like primer and detonate abilities, which is fun. Oh, yeah, baby. Don't even touch me, mate.
Venatori, take your revenge!
Hell yeah, bro.
Another barrier. But it looks like Nev's work, not the Venatori's.
I liking the music too. The music feels good.
Varric, Harding. Not the worst timing.
Nev, it's so good to see you. We thought the Venatori had kidnapped you.
They thought the same thing. A lot of Venatori in the city have reason to hate me. Figured I'd play along. Find out who wanted to settle the score this time. Then the sky started raining demons. So I'm back on the job.
Appreciate it. Rook, this is Nev Gallus, our local expert. She's gonna help us find Solas. Nev, meet Rook. Harding and I found him a while back. Thought we could use an expert on trouble.
Rook, like the chess piece?
One of the strongest pieces on the board, but he tends to think in straight lines.
Nice to meet you. Based on the Venatori, you've got excellent taste in enemies.
I do my best.
You said you had a lead?
I haven't seen Solas in person, but I did find hints of old magic, similar to what you get in elven ruins. I traced it to a building beneath Our Lady of Victory. That's where your man is hiding.
Then let's go. Before this ritual he's doing gets any worse.
Worse, this ritual's already drawing more power than I'd expect from a dozen mages. You told me he was working alone.
I also told you he was an ancient elven god.
An elven god. Well, whatever he is, he's causing trouble in my city. Let's go.
All citizens in the canal district must remain in their homes.
It looks incredible. I think the combat is fluid. It feels really, really nice. It feels smooth. It feels punchy. There's some really nice elements of the stringing together light attacks, heavy attacks, shield bashes, jump strikes. All like there's variety. It feels good. I'm enjoying just running into enemies and just smacking them, and I'm excited for more abilities too. I think that's going to be really fun. When I think back to Dragon Age Origins, I love having the full ability bar when the combat was much different, and I liked that. I like this. I'm easy. I'm easy to please, but I have standards. I'm not going to love and enjoy everything. I've complained plenty on this channel, and there's been a lot that I don't enjoy. If I don't enjoy something, I talk about it. I like to be as genuine and as open and transparent as possible. I'm enjoying it. It feels really good at the moment. I'm excited to see how it develops. I think the ability wheel might get a little limiting, but I think they've said that you can change the abilities and slot them out and whatever. So we'll see when we get more into like the advanced in-depth gameplay style. I just think it's so special that we're even here and able to play it. Like the Dragon Age game actually came out, you know what I mean? I'm familiar with the history where you had BioWare during the Andromeda Anthem phase and things really went low and they were trying to focus on multiplayer live service stuff, and that was really biting them in the ass because there was such a pushback from taking what they specialize in and doing something different, and that there was a Dragon Age that was going to be coming out much sooner, but then it was like canceled and then pushed into live service elements, and then that was canceled and then it was recycled, and you know it's had an arduous journey to get to this point, and we've had BioWare writers and old staff that are responsible for the creation of this series and the lore and who wrote the chant, for God's sake, be fired. And there's definitely a energy going into this game that is very important, not just from the game and the story itself, but also BioWare. It's very interesting to look at because BioWare is a name and the people within it change over time. We've had that issue where people go, what is this development company doing with this game? Remember how they used to be? And it's like, well, they all left. They're all gone. And it's different to, it's hard to think about sometimes when you're like, this is BioWare, but there are people and so many people that make that up that you can't just go in expecting the same thing every single time. And there's also the executive leadership. And I think something that's really unfortunate for BioWare is that they've always been under, like, not always, but throughout Mass Effect, Dragon Age period, they've been under EA's thumb, and there's been so much drama all the time. And we're not going to get into that throughout the course of this playthrough, but it is just an unfortunate tale of woe with BioWare, especially under EA, that I don't think that they've deserved a lot of things that have happened to them. Like being forced to make games on a Frostbite engine, or being forced to cancel games and churn them out as live service stuff and just watching it crash and burn, and watching these incredibly talented developers, writers, artists have to leave over the course of decades or more of just dealing with attrition with executives, and it's awful. So I want to sit here and just be thankful and grateful for what we do have, that we've been able to sit here and play a Dragon Age 4, and that we can hopefully get more out of the world in the future as well. I don't know if this will be our final chapter of the Dragon Age story, but I'm strapped in regardless for whatever we get, you know. I'm feeling very hopeful. I'm feeling very good, and I hope that carries through this game. I just think that it's very beautiful that I get to sit here and I get to share this adventure and this experience with all of you for like my first BioWare game, playing it as the game comes out. It's just so fun.
Dread Wolf, whatever he calls himself, what's the plan?
He wants to bring down the Veil. Hopefully that ritual takes his full attention.
So we catch him while he's doing his ritual, so he can't fight us.
That's the hope. If it comes to a straight-up fight, we're dead.
Dedicated jump button is very nice. I appreciate that. So at the moment, I think we're a little bit limited in what we have. I think we've just got the map and the library so far. It's a really distinct lack of blood for all of these dead bodies. And they were roommates. I wonder if we're going to be able to pick up anything else in the world that's more than gold to... Zip lines! No, Varric. You will live forever. You are ageless. Don't pay attention to those greys.
There. That's the building I tracked Solas to.
Looks like the Venatori also found it. And then demons found them.
Give me that. Yeah, so far we're only really picking up gold. I really didn't know if that was they were gonna let us do that. They did. You can just jump into the water and say bon voyage. I want to go to there. Let me swim, damn it. What's going on here? Barrier-wise. Not allowed to go there yet. Okay. Ranged attack. We have our shield toss. I like this music, dude. I like seeing my companions fighting and seeing their animations as well. Watch the companions go. They got cool moves too. So you can reflect with the shield, which is fun.
Enchantment on the entrance. I can get it.
It's a very pretty game. There's a lot of detail that I want to just sit back and observe sometimes. I want to see the animations of
Solas is probably
characters.
inside.
So this is the Dread Wolf's hideout?
One of them, at least. Not sure how long he's been here.
Some of this looks ancient.
Solas has been around longer than Minrathous itself.
Solas has been painting. He's been doing some artwork. Wow. What else does he do in his spare time while he's trying to figure out how to do this ritual? He's like, I'll do some artwork. It's therapeutic. Some more murals, Solas?
Broken chains. Solas is freeing slaves.
Solas hates slavery. One of the few things we actually agreed on.
He said the other elven gods were tyrants who oppressed his people. He was trying to help them.
What do you see?
No sign of Solas. Just a big glowing window or mirror or something.
Well, that sounds ominous.
Are we about to fucking stumble upon an alluvion?
Ancient elves doing something to a dragon, I think.
Yeah. Trying to control it, maybe?
Solas said the other elven gods were evil. If they were binding dragons, he was right about that much, at least.
The old gods and the elven gods? Crossover? One and the same? I think we're gonna get some real big lore drops for sure. Gotta get my Wolf Fen'Harel statue moved over here. Warriors have access to powerful two-handed weapons such as great axes and mauls. Attacks are slower, but inflict more damage. Basic defend is replaced with time defend. Hold on. Let's try this. I wanna... There you go. Is it a locked door and I'm gonna... Oh, yeah, okay. I'm just exploring.
It sounds like that opened something below.
Then let's have a look.
I got it. I got eyeballs, Harding. But she is a scout. She will want to tell me what she sees. What do your dwarf eyes see? Wow. This is a treat, dude. This is his little vanity wardrobe. He's got his little outfits and hats in there, I guess. We're stealing Solas's gold. You got a wolf on the musical instrument, yeah. He's got his magic little Rubik's Cube. Look at this desk, dude. Look at this office of his. Interesting. I wish they could investigate, you know? Like, I wish they would pick this up and get some dialogue about it. But nothing. Ooh. I like that. Who needs door handles? Push it open. Yeah, I wish I could get dialogue for his little interior design and decorating. The end of the beginning.
This the big glowing window you saw earlier, Rook?
It's called an alluvian. They're elven and very old.
It acts like a doorway from one place to another. Solas uses them to get around quickly.
He must have gone through it.
The more that Dragon Age persists and Dragon Age lore expands with alluvians, the more upset Meryl gets. Meryl and her poor little alluvian. Oh, there's so many of them, Meryl. I'm sorry. Time to step on through.
Well, we're not in Minrathous anymore.
I know these trees. This is Arlethan Forest.
And there's your ritual. The power involved. I've never seen anything like it.
The tremors are getting worse.
And we've got demons.
I like the demon design here. It like feels like you can see like the nervous system making their limbs. Armor protects enemies. Not for long, it doesn't.
I thought the demons were bad back in Minrathous.
The Fade's a mess this close to the ritual. No telling what could come through.
Does it feel like those tremors are getting worse?
Keep moving and try not to think about it.
I think we're listening to the main theme at the moment, which is a gorgeous main theme. God damn, dude. My Inquisitor did not lose her arm for this, Solas! Agile attacks as well. Fun. Just looking at things. A little map. Yeah.
tremors every time one of those big crystals at the ritual site lights up.
Not many of them left to light. Might want to hurry. Almost there.
Oh, ability shortcuts. Nice. Cool. Not enough rage.
Quite a few of them, aren't there?
So you build up your rage through the fights. I don't even have enough for one ability yet. And then my rage goes down over time. It should accumulate and stay there, you know? A pride demon with no legs. Oh, pride
Stop
demon.
this demon quickly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait. Shielded and armored.
How did demon this large get through the veil?
It's a pride demon. Damn thing probably sensed Solas's ego.
Nice. I like seeing the brain.
Good enough. Let's get to Solas.
All right. I'll take it from here.
Are you sure?
Positive. You three just keep the demons off me while I talk to him.
Varric, Solas isn't gonna stop just because an old friend asks nicely.
Solas needs someone to sell him another option, to help him justify changing his mind.
We've got your back. If anyone can get through to him, you can.
Thanks, Rook. Whatever else he is, he's my friend. And if he won't listen to me, then he'll hear from Bianca.
More demons!
Take care of the team for me.
I don't like how that sounds, Varric.
Hey, Chuckles. Hope I'm not interrupting.
Let's buy him some time.
I'm gonna put my... I think I gotta put my webcam and stuff higher, because when there's updates, the updates come in and then they go down the screen. So I might want to put myself up. We'll see what happens. I just don't want to block out those updates. You know what I mean? Trying to blend in here, but we'll see how we go. We'll work it out over time. I feel so very stressed.
We better talk fast. We can't hold these demons off forever.
I feel very stressed about Varric.
The Veil is a wound inflicted upon this world. It must be healed.
By drowning the world in demons?
I have taken precautions to minimize the damage, Varric.
Minimize the... People are dying right now. You need to listen. Please.
People are always dying. It is what they do.
That's such a Solas line.
We need a better plan.
Do you want me to take the shot?
Won't work. He's too powerful.
What if we disrupt the ritual?
How?
See those statues? If we break the scaffolding holding that one up, the whole thing will come down on Solas.
It's risky. Interrupting a ritual of this scale will have consequences.
And what about the demons? Varric needs us to hold them off.
Right, you two stay here. I'll bring down the statue.
What? No. Stepping into all that raw magic is suicide.
The storm could tear you apart.
Anyone got a better idea?
Fine, but you'll need backup. I'm with you.
I'm a mage. I'll go.
Either way, someone needs to stay back and deal with the demons.
Harding will follow you into greater danger, and Nev will follow you into greater danger. Someone needs to stay back and deal with the demons, which I think will be the mage. Will stay back. Harding with me.
Let's go, Harding. Nev, keep the demons off us.
Harding greatly approves. Harding will risk everything to stop Solas. But Nev's gonna stay back. Solas and Varric arguing. I don't feel good about that. Bianca is gone, dude. Bianca just got shattered. Bianca is a character in itself. We just witnessed a character death. It's like interrupting a ritual of this scale will have consequences, and it's like, yeah, but also how do we stop it? What other choice do we have? You know? How else do we stop it?
This is it!
Bring down that scaffolding!
There's no danger here. I didn't even have to fight anything. So Harding, you're doing okay.
Why tear down the Veil, knowing all the lives it'll cost?
We shared a journey years ago. Do you believe that I would do this if there was some other better option?
The pillar's weak, but...
It isn't falling! We need to push it!
I'm with you!
Together! Now!
Canary and dwarf strength.
I made a valiant effort, Varric, but this story does not end with my downfall.
Push!
no, because that's filled with fucking... Oh my god, dude.
Let's go this way.
Because that's not a flesh wound with that nut dagger. That's the fucking veil has just stabbed him. Dude. Is that the Evanurus? Oh look, there's blood in this game. Hell yes. There's actually blood. I'm not like, oh, I've just hit my head a bit. Damn, and there's the title. There's our title card. That's an opening. That is an opening.
You have no idea what you have done.
Whoa.
Solas. I know what I did. I stopped you from destroying the world.
I was not destroying the world. When you disrupted my ritual, the magical energies pulled me here, into the Fade.
Okay, so that's why you're here. But why am I here?
Your physical body is unconscious, but you shed a few drops of blood at the ritual site. Enough for a tenuous connection.
Blood magic?
Firstly, I abhor the use of blood magic. Secondly, had I the power to control you, I would already have used it.
Whoa! Alright, buddy. Damn, so we're having a little unconscious dream conversation because of our blood. How interesting. I'm stressed as hell because you have Varric, even in when we were seeing that gameplay reveal, we saw that that confrontation was taking place and interrupting the ritual was very desperate and dangerous. I'm scared about our boy, and they better not take this as an opportunity to retire my character before I can even romance him. No. But they've shattered Bianca, and Varric has been stabbed with that dagger that is in the middle of performing a very delicate veil-related ritual, and he's just been stabbed with that energy. That doesn't feel good. I don't know how that's going to play out. Harding and Nev are okay, but weak scaffolding around this this ritual site, Solas. You'd think you'd reinforce that with more than a plank of wood. It is really interesting to see how that's been propped up like that. Now, I romanced Solas in the past, but Rook is not my maple lass. This is very different. This is a trick.
Get out of my head! As I said, out! I do not want to be here any more than you do. But your actions have set events in motion. And I would not have your ignorance on my conscience.
What are you talking about?
The Evanurus, or as you would call them, the Elven Gods. The creatures that escaped. In ancient times, they ruled the elves, but that was not enough. They sought not just to be obeyed, but to be worshipped. When I rebelled, they drew on the horrific magic of the Blight, corrupting all they saw until I trapped them. Thanks to you, though, I am now trapped, and the blighted elven gods walk free.
Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you did your stinky little ritual. The Evanurus are free. That's what we just saw. They looked twisted, though. Blighted Evanurus. And now Solas is trapped in the Fade. We pulled an Uno reverse on him. Sure, you're the hero.
Right, you were innocently doing nothing when we came along.
The prison in which I had trapped them had begun to crumble. I was moving them to another.
So you weren't tearing down the veil and drowning the world in demons and wild magic?
I had a plan.
Varric always said you'd have a big explanation for why none of this was your fault.
Varric
Yeah, he said that's your style. Never quite lies, clever half-truths that let you convince yourself you're doing the right thing. He tried to talk to you anyway, and now he's hurt.
Varric is quite practiced at shading the truth himself.
So those things that got out, you said they were gods?
They said they were gods. Blighted, tyrannical, sadistic gods. It took all my power to imprison them millennia ago, but I am certain you will be fine.
The Solus sass is intact. Solus's dialogue and writing has always been immaculate. Sarcasm, really.
That's really helpful. What are you, the elven god of sarcasm?
Lies, treachery, and rebellion, depending upon the story. And how could I help? I do not have my ritual dagger. I cannot access my network of mirrors to travel from the lighthouse to anywhere in the world. All I can offer is what I know.
Helpful advice from the elven god of, and I am quoting you here, lies, treachery, and rebellion.
Depending on the story.
Elganan and Gillenane are your problem to solve. This is your responsibility now.
You have exchanged verbal jabs with Solus. Oh.
Why tear down the veil?
You want me to take the shot?
You have no idea what you have done. This is your responsibility now.
Well, look who's still with us.
Yeah, you, mate.
Varric, you're okay. But I saw Solus stab you. You fell.
Trust me, kid. I've had worse. It'd take more than a flesh wound to stop me.
That's a lie, by the way.
I'll be making it out to the field anytime soon, though.
Okay, that 100%. That was a nice little casual lie there, because he's like, take more than a flesh wound to stop me. And I'm like, okay, mate. That cough gives away more than you could tell. And we literally just had Solus being like, Varric is also not the most honest person ever. Nice, so we have our investigate options. Good intro, powerful intro. Two of the elven gods, the Evanurus, are out. And we got name dropped who they are as well, which is very fun. So apparently he was moving them to another prison. I truly do wonder what the world would look like if Solus's ritual was uninterrupted and went ahead as planned. Would he have been able to undo the blighted nature of demons? We'll never know now. What exactly happened?
What happened?
I did my best to talk sense into Solus. But of course, he wasn't listening. He never does.
The plan did go a little wrong.
Yeah. Nev got everyone out. By the skin of her teeth, mostly. And before you start worrying, Harding will be fine. She's made of sterner stuff than either one of us. Or, at least, she's a lot tougher than me.
It's worse than you think.
Varric, when we stopped the ritual, something else got out. Something even Solus is afraid of.
You've got this, Rook. World's not flooded with demons right now. Because you stopped Solus, not me.
Varric, even so, I need you to...
Rook, you've got this. I've seen your work. I remember your disagreement with senior watchers about how to handle that undead rebellion. There's a reason I dragged you into this whole Solus mess. You're clever, adaptable, and you don't know when to quit.
Rook? You're awake. Sorry, I didn't mean to barge in. I was just looking for elf fruit.
No, it's fine. I was just going to stretch my legs.
Oh, Rook. Watch your step out there. If you put a foot wrong, you'll fall forever. Yeah, on top of everything else, the Illuvian took us to the Fade. The place where dreams come from, so... that. Yeah.
Oh. Then I really need to look around.
Yeah, you should. and we should talk about things. Maybe find Nev. She's outside, looking around. There's a room with a table down the stairs. I'll meet you there.
Go ahead, Rook. I need to sleep. See you later, kid.
Alright. Removed from the story. Part 1, the Minrathous job. Technically, the plan worked. Wow, now that's an opening, baby. That was a fun opening, too. Bonus items. Use the wardrobe to claim your rewards. Your account has been granted bonus items. And it's a bunch of gifts to raise your approval to the absolute maximum. Yes, my aggressive kick that shit. We got Plate of the Blood Dragon, Peshatash Warrior, and Vestments of the Blood Dragon, too. And our wardrobe, very nice. We finally unlocked inventory. We can look at things. So, Harding got proper fucked up. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't even notice that Nev had a prosthetic leg. That's hardcore. Look at that cobra on there. That's so sick. I did not even realize. Oh, that's fun. The Snake's Eye. A serpentine staff with a spherical focus favored by shadow dragons for ring velvet, detailing that amplifies magical power. That's super fun. And the dragon coat. As bold and sharp as its wearer, this intimidating coat commands attention while featuring plenty of pockets for stashing case notes. Gorgeous costume design and character detailing. The rotate is having a bit of trouble. It's very slow and is kind of making everything kind of stutter a bit. The Traveler's Kit. This utilitarian scouting outfit is fashioned from durable materials with ample pockets, which makes it ideal for extended journeys. And Harding's Old Reliable. A sturdy, dependable bow favored by scouts. It is low maintenance and highly effective. Not as good as Bianca, which has now been shattered into pieces. And Varric is luckily in one piece, but doesn't seem to be in the best shape. So they had to take Varric off the board. How do we make Varric not your companion, but also not just remove him to like a desk job? He gets injured in the field of battle. So it looks like we actually can see we have collected over here. No matter what, I'm going to be blocking something in this game. So there's 1 out of 5 weapons and 1 out of 7 armor pieces for Harding, and it seems to be the same for Nev. However, with Rook, we've got a shit ton, which is fun. We have our recruit sword, our worn buckler. We got the basic stuff. Oh god, we can just see it all. We can see everything that we can find in the world. That feels weird. I didn't realize that everything that we just saw that was locked is appearances that we can get. We won't look at that yet. We won't look at the stuff that's locked. We'll wait until we unlock it to read about it. That feels really strange that we can see everything that we can get. How weird. Okay. Blood Dragon stuff, though, which is fun. And our Mortal Scrubs. Sensible yet elegant scrubs, often reserved for the preparation and care of the deceased. Easy to clean, hard to buckle. We have our vestments of the Blood Dragon, our plate and mantle. So, once worn by a great assassin, the crimson mark on its chest is indelible. Once worn by a great hero, the mark on its front can never be removed, and worn by a great mage, the crimson mark will never fade. It is cool that even though we're a warrior, you can wear the rogue and mage getup, which is fun, because I think that's like, it's so heavy. You know, that's, I actually really quite like the idea of having a mixture. That red, we have been putting our hand in the tomato juice. Really nice, actually. We'll put this on for now. That's fun. Empty Vitar slot. We can hide our helmet in conversations. And our casual wear. So we can actually change what we want to wear casually too, and change it to other stuff. We have the woodworker's mallet, commonly used by carpenters. So that'll be fun to put together too. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to wear the Blood Dragon stuff. for now. That feels good. We have our Mirror of Transformation. We just have that straight up if you want to change what you look like. Very fun. There's an event where we are thrown back and slammed into the wall, and having the ability to transform your appearance right now is kind of fun because it makes me want to think that I had both of my horns. Then when we were thrown back from the blast of that ritual, one of my horns was like snapped off, and that's where my scarring came in. There's a really fun way that you could try and think about, maybe I looked a lot clean and then that ritual threw me back into the wall, and that's the damage that I sustained. Very fun. I can't talk to Harding, but we can talk to Varric. I was not expecting, I would not put on my bingo card for the beginning of Veilguard that we would get just so many close-up shots of just Varric feet pics, but it's funny. Bianca! We actually retrieved Bianca.
I wish I could be out there with you, Rook. Just be careful, all right?
Okay, not option for dialogue, but at least a line from him. That is part 1 of Dragon Age the Veilguard. That is a strong introduction. I'm quite pleased with that. The gameplay and combat feels good. I am excited to get an expansion on that, right? I am excited to see what more can be done there. I like the character icons. I think it's very, very fun. Nothing new to the codex, but in the journal, we can see what's happening. So the team stopped Solas from tearing down the veil, trapping him in the Fade. However, Solas insists that sabotaging his ritual unleashed the malevolent elven gods named Elganan and Galanan. Though wary, the team can't afford to ignore his warning. They must hunt for signs that dangerous gods stalk the land. I believe Galanan was the one associated with nature, I believe, tied to animals and hunting and that sort of stuff. I believe that we can also, I guess we'll check that out in the codex. We should have our elven gods pop up. Now, our story so far is nice because you can actually see what has happened, and then we can also check out character information. When Varric embarked on his search for the Dreadwolf, Lace Harding, former lead scout for the Inquisition, was sent along with him to provide support. Now circumstances have changed, and with Varric out of commission, Harding has to figure out how to finish what she and Varric started. And Nev, Gallus, Minrathus Local, and Private Investigator signed on with Varric to track down Solas. The job didn't go as planned, and Nev hates an unfinished case. She won't give up until Solas and the gods are dealt with, and she'll keep an eye on home while she's at it. So we are in this lighthouse. We have actually been thrown into the Fade, and having a conversation with Solas due to bleeding on the ritual site. So that has some really interesting story implications for us as well. I'll be curious to see how we get back to the real physical world from this lighthouse. But this is where we're going to bring this first episode of Dragon Age Veilguard to a close. Thank you so much for joining me for our character creation and our introduction to the game. I'm feeling pretty good about how we've been thrown into this game so far, and I am curious and excited for what's to come. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.